Okay, this is going to be our last lesson on greatest common factor. And in this lesson, we're putting together both taking out a coefficient and a variable. All right, so we're going to take a look at the first example. Make this bigger for you all. So I'm going to take a look at 25 and 15. Well, it jumps out at me that they both have a common factor of 5. So this is 5 times 5, and this is 5 times 3. So I'm now taking out a factor of 5. Okay, I'm going to come down here and write my 5. Now I'm going to start looking at the variables. I have 3 x's here and I have 6 here. So I know I can take out 3 x's. Now I'm going to look at the y's. I have 2 of them here and I have 4 of them there. So I know I'm going to be able to take out at least 2. I have a z here but no z there, so the z is not going to be able to come out. All right, so there's my common factor. So I'm going to be dividing each of these terms by 5x cubed y squared. 5x cubed y squared. 5x cubed y squared. All right, 25 divided by 5 gives me 5. X cubed on the top, x cubed on the bottom cancels each other out. 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom also cancels each other out, but nothing happens to the z. And now I'm going to the next term. 15 divided by 5 gives me a 3. 6 on the top, 3 on the bottom. So 6 minus 3 gives me x cubed. With the y's, 4 on the top and 2 on the bottom, 4 minus 2 gives me y squared. Okay. Let's go on to the next one. All right, 24 and 42. I'm going to stop for a second and think about this. So, 42. Let's work on 42 for a minute. I know it's 1 and 42. I know it's 2 and 21. I know it's 3 and 14. No 4. No 5. 6 times 8. 6 times 7. 6 times 7. All right. So, now if I go back and think about 24, I know that it's 4 times 6 makes 24. And that's the biggest number because there's no 7, there's no 14, so I'm going to go with the number 6. All right, so I'm taking out a 6. That took me a little while. It's okay. X to the 6th, x to the 4th. Well, the greatest number is 4. How about the y's? 2 here and 4 there, so I'm only going to take out 2. How about the z's? 3 here and 6 there, so I'm going to be able to take out a total of 3. All right. So, let's go to work. We're going to divide this by 6, x to the 4th, y squared, z cubed. We're going to divide this by 6, x to the 4, y squared, z cubed. All right, 24 divided by 6 is 4. 6 on the top and 4 on the bottom. 6 minus 4 is y squared. I'm sorry, that was an x squared. Y squared on the top, y squared on the bottom cancels. Z cubed on the top, z cubed on the bottom also cancels, so I'm just simply having 4x squared. Nothing happened to the sign. 42 divided by 6 is 7. The x's are going to cancel. Y to the 4th minus 2 is y squared. And z to the 6th minus 3 is z cubed. And there's the answer to the second one. All right, problem number 3 that I have ready for you. Okay, 45 and 20. Well, the first number that jumps out is 5. I think I'm going to go with 5. Okay? So if I'm not sure, again, we can do factors of 45. 1, 45, not 2, 3, and 15. No, 4 and 9. I'm sorry, it's not 4 and 9, it's 5 and 9. So there's my 5. And then 20, 1, 20, 2, 10, not 3, 4, 5, there's the 5. All right, so I'm pretty happy with my number 5. So I'm going to come over here. I know I'm going to take out a 5. Let's look for x's. 5 and 2. The biggest number I can take out is 2. So x squared. How about the y's? I have 4 and I have 7, so the biggest number is 4. The z's, 2 and 4, so I know I can take out 2. Okay. So I'm dividing this by 5, x squared, y to the 4th, z squared. Divide this by 5, x squared, y to the 4th, z squared. Okay. Negative 45 divided by 5 is going to give me negative 9. 5 minus 2 gives me x cubed. 4 on the top, 4 on the bottom cancels. 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom cancels. So all I have left is this simple minus 9x cubed. Nothing happens to the sign. 20 divided by 5 gives me 4. X squared and x squared cancels. Y 7 minus 4 is y cubed. And z 4 minus 2 is the squared. Okay. Next one. A negative and a negative. I know I'm going to take out a negative. 24 and 28. Well, I'm not really sure, so I'm going to go through my factoring steps. 1, 24, 2, 12, 3, 8, 4, 6. Okay, 28. 1, 28. 2, 14. Not a 3. 4, 4, and 7. Not a 6. All right, so here we are. Our number's 4. But it's going to be negative. So I'm taking out a negative 4. The only thing I have here is a z, and I don't have any z's over here. I have x's here, but not here. I have y's here, but not here. The only thing I'm going to be take out is this negative 4. So I'm simply dividing by negative 4 and dividing by negative 4. So we're going to have to pay attention to our signs this time. 24 divided by 4 is a positive 6, and nothing happens to the variables. A negative divided by a negative is going to change this to a positive. So 28 divided by 4 is 7, and nothing happened to the variables. Okay, so in that case, all we took out was part of the coefficient factor. All right, last one. A negative and a positive, so I'm not going to take out a sign. 42 and 7. Well, I know that 7 times 8 is 42, so I'm going to be able to take out the number 7. So let's start with that. An x here and 4x is here, so I'm going to be able to take out 1x. 6y's here and 2y's there. I'm going to take away 2y's. 3 z's here and 5 here, so I can take 3 of them out front. All right. going to divide this by 7x y squared z cubed. Going to divide this by 7x y squared z cubed. Negative 42 divided by 7 makes 7 times 8, 7 times 6 times 7, so this is negative 6. The x on the top cancels the x on the bottom. 6y's minus 2y's gives me y to the 4th, and the z on the top cancels the z on the bottom. This one is a positive. 7 cancels the 7. X to the 4th with 1 on the bottom. 4 minus 1 makes x to the 3rd. The y squares canceled. Z, 5 minus 3, leaves me z squared. And that's it. And we are done.